should we have a little talk? I've always felt the sleep disturbance is not necessarily about stress. Sometimes it is about refusal. In the north, there are old stories about people who would not sleep during certain moons because they believed the dreams carried messages too strong to face. So they stayed by the fire, pretended they were guarding the animals, pretended that they were busy, but really they were avoiding what might come when the mind loosens its grip. I think many people today are not just bad sleepers, they are resisting the night. Sleep is the only daily death we practice. Ego softens, control dissolves, identity blurs. You are not your role, not your status, not your productivity. You disappear for a while. And that is terrifying in a culture built on constant self-assertion. What if some part of you does not want to disappear? What if you stay wired because letting go feels somewhat unsafe? In old Norwegian coastal life, before lying down, people would check the boats, secure the nets, bring tools inside. The ritual was not really superstition, it was psychological closure. Today, there is no closure ritual. Work follows you home, in your pocket. Conflict sits unresolved in your chest. Your mind never hears the words, "The village is safe, you can rest," so it stays awake. Sleep disturbance can be often a boundary problem. If you are porous all day, emotionally available to everyone, absorbing news, opinions, demands, if you do not have a strong psychological skin, night will feel like exposure rather than shelter. In old North Norwegian tradition, there were protective charms sewn into clothing, not because fabric needed magic, but because humans need the feeling of protection. So, do something small. Take a thin piece of thread before bed, hold it for a breath and say quietly, "What was never mine may it return to the wind. May I lie down with only my own breath." Tie one small knot in the thread and slip it inside your pillowcase, right where your head rests. Don't do this for superstition, do it for signal. The day is closed, the mind is guarded, so you can soften. Modern people have removed the symbolic protection but increased exposure. You scroll strangers into your bedroom. You invite the entire world into your mind before trying to sleep. Of course, your body resists. In the north, if a reindeer herd senses something is wrong in the landscape, they will not really settle. You cannot force them. They circle. They stay alert. Your mind is precisely that herd. If something is off in your terrain, you will not rest deeply, and this happens not because you are somewhat defective, but because you are perceptive. So instead of asking, "How do I fix my sleep?" ask, "What am I refusing to face? Where am I overexposed? What in my life feels misaligned? Where have I not created closure?" Sleep disturbance is sometimes the most honest part of you. It is the body saying, "I will not collapse into vulnerability while the environment feels unstable." And here is probably one of the most difficult things to accept. You cannot sedate yourself into safety. You build the safety by boundaries, by fewer inputs, by honest conversations, by structural changes, by rituals rituals that mark the end of the day. In the deep winter here, the cold does not argue if your house is weak. It shows you a crack, a draft, a sound at 2 a.m. that was not there before. Sleep disturbance is a little bit like that. Structural. You lie down and your body does not trust the architecture of your life. So it stays awake, not because you are an anxious person, but because something does not hold, and the work is not to sedate the night. It is to ask brutally, what in my life cannot bear the dark? End of transmission.